Oh, this is whereabouts I'm at now. Just got out of a blizzard. Countryside was shut down yesterday, and we're just about to head into another one. My goodness. My house is going to turn into an igloo. I have a walkout basement, as you see. The snowbank is higher than my deck. That is insane. Well, this will be a lot of nice runoff for the streams and the sloughs and freshen up those dugouts. Isn't that cool? Shoot! Whoops. This is whereabouts we're at right now. It's a good thing we have a good sump in this basement. It might be a wet spring. Oh, healthy heart. Oh my goodness. We are literally being buried. Just a matter of time. My goodness, my goodness. This is the time to be a kid. Look at the potential in that snow fort. And the hazard. Yeah. Looking up. Oh boy, she's going to be a wet yard once it starts to thaw. My yard is a snowdrift. What a thing. But still, I'm not complaining about the snow. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Follow the fence line. On the road?
I don't even know.
I am on the road. How did I make it through that?
welcome everybody who's hanging out with us. We're honored to have you along here. We've got a lot of folks that we want to bring into the conversation tonight. We were really inspired by just the overall outpouring of just love and high fives from everybody at the Hive Life conference. And we want to try to find a ways where we can continue to collaborate and kind of build that community up. And there's so many of us who have YouTube channels, podcasts, platforms. And we thought, what better way to kind of work together, to kind of encourage each other, lift each other up, literally be the lighthouse to somebody who's getting started, to folks that are established, and just build that community. And we all want to see each other do well. So we thought, why not have a live stream where it's just an all-star pop-on, right? We're going to just pop on our friends, our fellow collaborators, YouTubers. We're going to have folks kind of get on tonight, introduce who they are and their channel. And so we're going to bring a lot of people along with us.
Our goal is to elevate and help each other and others as well. And so I think that's what our whole goal with this has been. I hope the folks out there can feel that and sense that in what we're trying to do.
You know, we're a community. We're a whole entire beekeeping community. We're all going to grow together. We're going to learn together. So yeah, I love this tonight. I love this. So
I want to get serious for a moment, if you would. You know, there's a lot of controversy going on right now, and between Canada and the United States, and it's all centered around Tim Hortons Timbits donuts. I mean, we all know the struggle is real when it comes to donuts, and I've got to ask him himself. I've got to find out, Ian Stepler, what is your favorite Timbit donut?
Oh, I love the variety pack. I don't have my favorite. I just kind of take handfuls. Well, no, that's a lie because I don't get them because my kids eat them before I get a chance at them.
You know, what about the cake ones? Just the regular brown cake ones. Are those like a palate cleanser in between, like a sour cream glazed, or those go home to the kids? Like, here, kids, I brought you donuts. And
yeah,
those left.
That's pretty much every time I go for coffee. If I don't come back with Timbits, then I get the gears for sure. Yeah. So how's everybody tonight? Thanks for inviting me on, by the way.
We're doing good, man. We appreciate you jumping on. I think you've kind of heard what we're kind of trying to do tonight is just kind of share what folks are doing. And there's so many folks we all look up to you for what you do, not because we're trying to necessarily pat you on the back or put you in a pedestal, but when you see somebody who is genuinely successful and they're sharing that success with folks in an honest and transparent way, that's huge. A lot of folks aren't doing things quite like that. And so when we see folks like you doing it, it's encouraging for us because we know there's a lot of room still to grow. And when we have folks that are further down the road, we can learn a lot from them. And so I appreciate what you do, Ian, your channel. For folks that are watching and they're trying to build a channel, what would you have to pass on to them?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. I think everybody has their own purpose of doing what we're doing here. So everybody, you need to find what is your purpose of being involved with a YouTube channel like this. And so I have to ask myself that, why am I doing this? Like, what is the whole reason why I'm putting all this energy, uploading videos onto YouTube and providing exposure like this? And sometimes I wonder, but I think, I think it's no secret that I'm not very comfortable being in the spotlight. I'm not a very good public speaker. I'm the guy in the convention hall that's in the very back of the room, back chair with the crowd in front of me, taking it all in and, not really participating. And I wanted more. Like, I'm a bit of an activist when it comes to agriculture. I like to champion agriculture and I want to contribute a little bit more. And this fear of public speaking has always gotten in my way. And it just happened chance. I was invited to speak in front of a convention out in BC, 300 people. And for some reason I agreed. And I was like, whoa, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to practice? I've never done anything like this before. I have trouble speaking in front of, 5 people, let alone 300 or 400 people. So what I did is I just took my camera, like my phone, and I just started recording myself, just practicing speaking. Just, I was afraid of all my tics and the way my mannerisms and all this and just how I present myself. So the next thing I did was kind of corrected myself a bit, made a video, and then put it up on social media, being YouTube. I made a YouTube channel just to put myself in front of people, so it feels like I'm speaking in front of people. And that's the genesis behind this whole project, is just practicing conveying myself better. And I think I've come a long ways over the last 4 years. I noticed I listening to your guests you put on here, and they say, look, watch your first video put on and see what you're doing now. And the one thing I'm noticing within my videos, like my mannerisms and everything, my speech and everything's all the same. My content is as dry as toast, but I'm noticing I'm not editing as much anymore. I used to edit, and
Nice.
piece everything together. And now I can actually express what I'm saying without thinking about what I'm saying, so I don't stumble myself up all the time. I just can convey what I have to do. And because of this, because of this, I'm getting all this exposure, and here I am talking to you guys. I'm quite flattered, but I'm also, I'm chair of the Manitoba Beekeepers Association, if you can believe that. Like I'm managing industry. I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to tap my energy directly into the beekeeping industry. And I'm having the time of my life, just dealing with people, dealing with beekeeping business. I'm dealing with government departmental stuff. I had no idea how government runs and how industry collaborates with government to make things move forward and help the producers, and it's just been a huge eye-opening experience and really contributed to everything I do. And it's just been quite the ride, just hang on. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm doing here.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to bring up, I really appreciate your willingness to chat with anybody. I've seen on your channel, and I've seen on others. You don't hesitate to help anybody out and talk to anybody, and I just appreciate that. Even Saturday, you and I got on with Sebastian over in the UK, and that was just a really fun time, and some good information was passed along there. And I appreciate your willingness to, you don't give yourself enough credit. You've got such a huge following and a great channel, and it's really neat that people such as yourself, and we had Yappy and Dirt Rooster, all these people on here, they're willing to come on to things like this and spend your time with us. We just really appreciate you.
I guess I'm a bit of a believer paying it forward. I started with 4 hives 22 years ago, and I didn't know anything. So I leaned on a lot of people to be able to provide me some guidance. And I think I appreciate just having the chance for these guys to stop and turn around, look at me, and answer some of my questions, some of those basic questions. And, so I think I'm just trying to do the same, as just pay it back. Through these videos, there's another comment about, advice in making YouTube videos and how should you approach this and all this. One thing I'd like to say is, when you're making videos, speak to somebody. Like for me, I'm speaking to myself 15 years ago. I'm speaking to that beekeeper that didn't know anything, and that beekeeper that's just starved for perspective and just looking for some of those answers that he had no answers for, and just trying to reach out for him. So I'm speaking to myself. So my audience is myself, and maybe I'm tapping my audience through the screen here to the same beekeepers who are looking for that same perspective. I think beekeepers are starved of perspective. They just want to see more. We have all this enthusiasm, and we want to see where this can take us, and give us more, give us that perspective. So I think that's kind of what I do. And I look at other channels on YouTube and on your channels too, and I notice you guys are speaking to your audience, and I think that's really important. You don't want to cover everybody. You keep it really specific to who you want to communicate to, and do a really good job at that. And then you'll find that audience just starts to grow like this, because other people want a piece of that. They want to see what's going on. So it just kind of, these things kind of propagate themselves. They just kind of expand and grow. And if you're providing something that people want, then people will gravitate towards you. So that's all I have to say about YouTube. One thing I don't like about YouTube, I do and I don't, is once you get into the game, YouTube starts paying you, and I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. You start getting that ticket, and they want you to give more content. They want you to keep pushing you. And then you don't have the time to put up the videos and upload. They punish you by taking that money away. It's almost like a whip, and it can be very controlling. So you got to be able to control that. You got to be able to decide why you're doing this, and not let that rule your life. Because I watch a lot of YouTube videos of other farmers, and it's almost like they have their little farm at the genesis of their YouTube channel was this farm, and they're doing this. Now they have this exposure. They have 500,000 subscribers. Now they're filming their farm instead of, farming their farm. Things have kind of turned right around. So we just got to make sure we don't lose sight of what the original purpose is here, and just keep things real, right? So anyway, that's just a little
good.
rant.
That's good. That's great. Stay
Yeah,
real.
that's
Keep
great.
it
Don't
real.
forget who you are. You don't forget who you are. That's very important.
Yeah. So that's good. I don't want to hold up your other guests. I know you got to you guys are going to be here till midnight.
Well, Ian, I know you're busy up there with the farm and everything else. It's always meant a lot. You don't need us to tell you, but it has your approach with beekeepers, with a brand new beekeeper or an experienced, how not only relatable that you are, but approachable, and how you make that connection, that human connection, that has not gone unnoticed. And there's a couple people that it seems like whenever you see Ian Stepler, you know who you also always see. Now she is going to probably kill me if she's listening. She's probably zoned out. Let's see. When I think of Ian, also I think of beekeeping with Natalie.
Oh, hey, Natalie.
Natalie.
And also I think about
Who?
the 1.5 burrito man, cheeseburger thief himself, Cayman Reynolds.
Oh.
So you came and I've taken a page out of your book. So I'm in Toastmasters, and they say you got to push the boundaries a little bit. And one of the strategies when you're speaking in front of a crew is to tell a joke. And I said, oh, geez, I can't tell a joke if So I figured, well, if Cayman can tell such bad jokes, maybe I'll try that. So in one of my presentations, I gave one of my favorite jokes, actually, is about the drone bee. And it was just terrible. But it loosened up the crowd, and it kind of provided, and they started giving me feedback, so it worked. So I have to give that one to you. Thanks for teaching me how to provide bad jokes.
Oh,
well, we all have our uses.
Wow!
Just kidding.
Wow! Nailed it.
I am the master of the bad jokes, but this is the way I look at beekeeping YouTube jokes. I don't need them all to land and be successful. I just need to keep firing away, and eventually I'm going to hit the target. So some people do one bullet, and if they miss, they give up. I just keep spraying those shots downrange and eventually hit that target.
I tell you,
here, I'll tell you guys the joke before I leave. I got to step out here, but this is it. This is the only joke I know, and this is the best one. There once was a king bee. There once was a king bee, and he told his workers, we worked hard today. We brought in lots of honey. Let's take tomorrow off and drink some mead. And it was the first and last king bee.
Hey.
I told my Toastmasters group that nobody got it.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't, but it is pretty hilarious though. So.
Ian, thanks for jumping on with us, encouraging folks, spending some time with us. I really appreciate it, and we look forward to collaborating and working together with you moving forward. Thanks for jumping on tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate the energy. Yeah,
Ian,
see
take
you
care.
guys later. Cheers.
See you, Ian.